What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Constance Carter, and I am live today. I wanted to come live to you with a special friend of mine. I've been knowing him through via Facebook. I don't know. It got to be about 8, 9 years now. I knew him when I met him on Facebook when he was the educated black man. Yes, I took it all the way back there.
Yeah.
This man, hands down, had the funniest. I would get on Facebook just to go see what this brother had to say, because he says, I mean, he has some stuff going on that page, and then I learned that like he was like super smart. Like he is an investor. He is a wholesaler. He is a YouTube star. He is a best-selling author. This man has done it all. And the cool thing about him is he is never afraid to share any information. Like he had wrote a book before me. When I wrote my book, you know who I called? Nasser. People don't even know. I called this brother. When he started wholesaling, he was showing his $100,000 checks. I started flipping homes. I was asking him, and I've been in real estate longer than him, and I'm asking him what to do. So, I'm gonna read his bio real quick because he is well versed, and I want to make sure that I do him justice. So let me read it real quick. Nasser's role was rocky at the start when he lost $7,000 on a fixer-upper. But the greats learned from their mistakes, and after 8 months of grinding, Nas locked up his first deal. Today, the original Doru, not a guru, because he actually does his business, brings in 7 figures. What? 7 figures a year doing wholesale. I remember when you were trying to get to 6 figures, brother. I remember, right? I remember seeing them $30,000 checks. And the cool thing I love about you, Nas, is that you mastermind, that you are not afraid of investing in yourself, that you will put your money where your mouth is. So I see you you masterminding in like across the world and different places with different gurus because you want to know the game. And that's what I admire and respect about you. So welcome to the show. Welcome to Real Talk Live with Constance Carter. But the reason why I reached out to you, because I reached out to you, and I'm so thankful that you were able to be on today. The reason why I reached out to you today is because I've been getting bombarded with questions about wholesaling. It's crazy. So just the other day, this young couple came into my office, and my office manager was like, hey, this young couple, they're like 19, 20, they want to know about wholesaling. I was like, she said, well, who should I let them talk to? And I said, well, bring them in here. And I told them a little something. Then the same day, someone on my Facebook page was like, hey, my 19-year-old son wants to learn about wholesaling. Can you help him? Then today, I just like came in here on 2 wheels. I just came from the DMV with my 16-year-old son. He said, Mom, what's wholesaling? I'm like, this is cool. This is crazy. I don't know if they talking about this on TikTok, on YouTube. I have no idea, but everybody wants to know about wholesaling. And there's one person I know that is doing it in wholesaling, making 7 figures a year. So I wanted to ask you, about wholesaling. So again, thank you. Why did you get into wholesaling? Because when I met you, you was working in the call center.
We were in the call center. So, so with that being said, right, my first introduction was in real estate, 2007, at the age of 24, and I didn't know anything about creative real estate. I just knew the traditional way, which is, hey, find the Constance, I'm looking for an ugly house to flip, and you go on the MLS and you say, hey, this could be a good one, and of course, it wasn't a good one, and long story short, me and my partner, we ended up losing $7,000 a piece, but we did get them house shows made it look so easy. So we thought this is constant. The money was mentally spent. I was supposed to make a bunch of money in his house. I was going to give me a Bentley. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. The first one?
First one, living at home. You know what I'm saying? Living at home. So
wait, how old were you, brother? How old were you, Nas? How old were you?
24 in Jersey. So living at home, I was going to get the Bentley, the first joint, man. So that was the the car of choice for the hood guy that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it didn't go as planned. And I did have my degree. So I was like, well, I sold the house. I got my degree. I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's for those who don't know, at that time, Charlotte was the number 2 biggest banking city in the country. All right, it was behind New York City. I want to say I believe it's Charlotte is number 3 now, and I think San Francisco might be number 1. If somebody outside New York is number 1, in the case maybe. But anyway, Charlotte is a banking city, so I got into the call center. My first job in the call center was making $10 an hour. However, coming from North Jersey, where it's expensive and it gets more expensive as you get closer to New York, I was like, yo, these houses down here like 40-something thousand dollars. Let me go buy a house. So I got a mortgage, bought a house, $42,000, rented out. I didn't know it was the hood at the time, but I didn't know that was the hood. I was new to the area, didn't do any research, just did it. And in 2009, I bought a second house, the traditional way. Boom. So, I'm up here like I can just do this until I get enough rental income and leave my job. So I was working at the time Wachovia Call Center. I went to go buy a third house. And when I went to go buy that third house, what happened was they was like, your debt to income ratio is too high. Because Constance, you there? Constance, are you there? Well, can you guys hear me? You can hear me in the comments. Just press if you can hear me in the comments. Tell me you can hear me, please. Okay, you guys can hear me. Perfect. All right. So I was in the call center, right? She's back. So I was in the call center, and for me being in the call center, they said, well, I was making $12 an hour, working night shift at Wachovia, which used to be headquartered here. Thank you, guys. So, which used to be headquartered here, and then what happened was, I went to go get another loan for a third house. And third house, I'm like, I'm gonna buy this house too, because in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna just get all these houses and rent them out, and then leave my job eventually. So, that third house, it was like your debt to income is too high. I had about, I was making $12 an hour, $7,000 in student loans, and I had the house mortgages. Like, why are we giving you another mortgage? And your debt to income too high. So I'm like, oh, I was devastated. Right? Because I was devastated because I assumed that my real estate career was over. Like, oh my God, real estate career is over. So I read a book, a life-changing book, and it told me about something called the RIA, Real Estate Investment Association. And you know how, Constance, when you self-develop and you have the right mentality, right? Like you attract certain things in your life. So I attracted somebody in my life. I was like, yo, bro, you need to go to the RIA and all that. RIA, the Real Estate Investment Association. They got some in Charlotte. Look, this is how you find them. This is site. This all at my call center job. So I'm like, all right, cool. As soon as I found out about it, I went there. And the speaker was talking about, flipping houses with no money and no credit. And I'm like, well, I don't got credit anymore. This is in a recession, so I can't leverage that anymore. I definitely don't got no money. So this I qualify for. So that's how I found out about wholesaling in 2010. And as I was finding out, I was just doing little things, to get me that first deal. And in 2011, I got a mentor, 8 months, nonstop of work. I did my first wholesale deal. Now, for those who don't know what wholesaling is basically you find a property at a deep discount, right? So you get it under contract. You then assign that contract to the end buyer, all right? And once you assign that contract to the end buyer, let's say you get a contract for $50,000, the house is worth $110,000 or whatever. You assign that contract to the end buyer for $60,000, right? So on closing, the end buyer, who's a cash buyer, will wire in the money. You're going to get your check for $10,000 at closing, and then the seller gets whatever they agreed to. So basically, you're selling paper. You're just selling the contract. That's all you're doing is selling the paper. So that's what I was doing. And then 2012, I got fired. Okay, it wasn't. I got fired for me being me. You know what I'm saying? I can't work no job. So 2012, I was like 29 at the time, and I got fired, right? It wasn't no surprise fire. It was, I don't lie to get the job. Told them I did Microsoft Excel and all that. You know what I'm saying? They was giving me the Excel sheets. I was lost. I kept entering the wrong data, whatever. So I ended up getting fired, right? So I had to do this business full time, and I had to make a bet. I got fired September 2012. So I had to bet on myself, right? So this national guru, like a wholesale speaker, at that time he was like he was like one of maybe 5 real estate podcasts, and maybe like 2 of the real estate podcasts out of 5 were active because everybody was like business or whatever, moved on with their life, whatever. So he was having an event in Dallas, Texas. I lost my job. I said to myself, yo, I'm gonna go to the next one. But this was the second event, Constance. I said that the first time I was gonna go to the next one. I said, yo, it's either now or never. I said, I got to do it now. So I went to his event in Dallas, Texas. I met up with somebody else in Charlotte. We put in a hotel room, and I came back, man, just ready to go. At that last job I got fired from, that was my highest paying job. I got a bachelor's degree. My highest paying job was $38,000 a year. Okay.
Wow.
That November, I got fired in September. That November was a lot of money to me. I made $10,000 in assignments. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, wow. Then that's when I told my family I got fired from my job, because I didn't want to tell them at first because I didn't want them to be worried about it. And they pushed the power on you like, are you okay? Are you gonna make it? And I ain't need that in my life at the time. So, but yeah, that's how I got started, man.
Wow. So how long did it take you to make your first 6 figures?
So the next year I probably made about like 90 something. So let me see, that was 12. So 2013, I made 6 figures. That's when I was getting them 30, 40K checks and all that. Yeah. So 2 years later, I was making 6 figures.
Wow. And then how long did it take you to make 7?
I'm 37. I made my first 7 figures, I want to say like 34, 35. So let's see, 2017, I probably did my first 7. 2017, 2018, one of those.
Wow. So let's talk about it. So because everybody wants to know, how do you wholesale? So what does that mean? So how do you find the deals?
Okay, so when you're wholesaling, you want to go direct to seller. Okay, now you go into what that means. That means like an off-market property. So what Constance does, right? It's Constance, in most cases, somebody can talk to Constance and she can list the house because the situation and everything's fine. We're going after like problems, people with problems, pre-foreclosure, back taxes, divorce, relocation, downsizing. And I don't know about Constance's office. I know Constance is an investor too, but like you still have realtors who will go to a seller's house and say, "Hey, look, for me to list this house, you need this, that, the third." And the seller like, "I ain't got no 30, 40 grand to be laying around." Or I'm not trying to fool with no contractors because my friend fooled with some contractors. They took a deposit for $5,000 and she's never seen them again. I just don't want to deal with that. I'll just sell my house to one of those we buy houses guys. And so what I do is I market to those people by buying lists. Okay, you can buy a divorce list. You can buy a absentee owner list, which is somebody who owns a house but they don't live there. All right, so in that particular case, they own the house and they don't live there. I can buy that list. So, I might find somebody who inherited the house, a burnt out landlord, a retired landlord who just want to, if somebody bought a house in 1990, not only they get the depreciation, they probably made 4 times over on that one house, So it's like, hey man, look, man, I'm done with them now. I just want to cash out. I'm tired of it. I don't want to do no work to them. Just cash out. If we can agree on the price, you can have them. So you have that. But I get deals by basically marketing to those people. Mm-hmm. Now, what I do by marketing to those people is like I do text message, right? I do cold calling. I do something called ringless voicemail. Now, for some of you, I don't know what state you guys are in, so you might want to check guidelines because I know guys in Florida, if they cold call the wrong person, they can get fined. Mm-hmm. So I look into that. And with me, I make sure I scroll the do not call list and things of that nature. However, those are my 3 ways of marketing to get the particular sellers that I'm looking for.
Are you still doing the cold calling, or do you hire people out to do that for you?
I have a team now. I have a team that do that.
So yeah. So that person who wants to start, okay, I bought a list. I've started my cold calling, but it hadn't worked. How long should they be doing this? Is it going to work the first time? Does it take weeks? Does it take months? Like, how long does that normally take? How long should they be working until they get something?
Man, it took me 8 months to get my first deal, right? So if you bought one list and you're cold calling, you got to hit that list once a month. In the meantime, like with me, I was active. I was driving for dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Now with driving for dollars, I got in my car Saturday morning, and on Saturday morning, what I would do is I would go into the neighborhood, look for beat up houses, houses that need roofs, houses with overgrown grass, houses with mailboxes. Just I would look for that stuff, okay, and write down the addresses and mail them a postcard. So yeah, by me mailing them a postcard, just getting in front of them and saying, "Hey, look, I'm here. I want to buy your house." You know, so that's how I got started with driving for dollars, and I did it for 8 months straight until I got my first deal, and then from there I started to buy lists. But you know, some of you guys might be in a situation you have disposable income, you can buy a list. Now, when I was driving for dollars, I did it with pen and paper. There's a app called dorudriving.com, DORU, driving.com. You get a 7-day free trial. Just look at the app, but when you sign up, make sure you go and use it. Thank you for typing that in. So dorudriving.com, all right? And like literally, I was doing this with pen and paper, but you don't have to do it with pen. You can do it all through your app. You can take a picture. You can mail a postcard from the app. You can get the phone number.
It's your app? Wow.
It's not in my app, all right? Just an affiliate, not in my app, but it does everything. It's not like when I did it, when I drove for dollars Saturday, I would write down the address. Sunday, I would do researches and hand write out postcards. Because and not to put you out there, Constance, but you got me at like a few years, all right? You got me like by a few years in age. And I remember it was like a cousin. You have a cousin too, and she was like, yo, man, we was talking about life. I was with your cousin. It was a female cousin. She was like, yeah, man, I want to be like my cousin Constance. She got the house. That's bad. Like, I'm like, yeah, I be seeing the posts. I know she lived good. I'm trying to be like an adult because I'm in my apartment. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I'm in my 20s. You don't really know how life is going to turn out. You hope it turns out for the best. You striving for the best, but you just in that stage, you like, damn, I want these things. I want the nice house. I want, I want the family and all this stuff and whatever. But anyway, that was my why the reason why I gave up was it was like, I didn't see myself out of a job being miserable the rest of my life. It was just no way that was happening. That was my why, and that's why I just kept going for 8 months straight.
Because that's what I was saying, like 8 months without a deal, and you just answered my question. Like, how do you stay motivated? Because month 1, ain't nothing happening. Month 2, and I'm the same thing. My story is similar. Like 6 months, like money going out, no money coming in. Month 2, money going out, no money coming in. Month 3, finally month 6, some things start to click. But it's like all these months, and so that thing, your why, it kept you going. I know I can get there. And now you went from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 figures. That's huge. Now, how much, like for you at this stage, and you don't have to tell me personally, but like for a person who makes 7 figures in wholesaling, how much does one have to spend on advertising?
Okay. So with those market strategies, I told you, my advertising cost is cut by like 1/3 because it's a lot cheaper now because you can get these services for cheaper than mail. I used to just do direct mail. When I was doing direct mail, I was spending between $10,000 and $15,000 a month every month in mail.
Yeah,
because I was going out to the whole county, So now I'm doing cheaper ways. So my marketing bill now is probably under. I know it's under $100,000. Not nothing crazy. It's under $100,000. But before it was well over 6 figures in just marketing.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's where I'm at now, and I'm an open book. You can ask me anything, So.
But think about this, because this is what I always tell my agents: is like the rule of thumb is however much money you make, you want to spend at least 10% on marketing. So if you want to make $1 million, you gonna have to spend at least $100,000 on marketing. If you want to make $100,000, you're gonna have to spend at least $10,000 on marketing, and that's kind of the rule of thumb. And the reason why a lot of people, that are business owners aren't successful is because they don't want to invest and put their money into marketing. But you talked about ways in the beginning where, look, I had to grind, I had to drive for dollars, I had to write that, I had to hustle until I got there. But once you, at some point, you have to put that money up in there too, right?
Absolutely. That money, that work. And if you don't got money, you got to do the work. You got to concrete and get it work. But it's hard, very hard to build a sustainable business on free. You're going to have to invest that money in marketing. But first thing first, invest that money, I would say, in yourself. Because I remember, I forgot what event we was at a few years ago, Constance.
I think it was at Tony Robbins.
That's what it was. All right. But you just got to invest in yourself, because what I've noticed with a lot of business owners is like they're not surrounded with the right people with the right messages. Because like, you're doing something different.
Yeah.
So if somebody that's not doing what you're doing, oh my God, you about to waste $1,000 on printing out fly? Oh my God, no, I would never. But they're not doing what you're doing, and so you have to fix your mindset, man. And I read this book while I was in one of my jobs. Literally at the job, I read the book. I got written up and shit and everything. But I'm sorry, I can't curse. But I was reading this book, and the book said, like, to be all right. The book said it's not very smart to get a second job. And he didn't use that word. He said it was stupid to get a second job. He said 2 jobs for 2 people. He said what you should do is you should open up, as he said, you should go start up a side business, essentially like a hustle, whatever the business is. He said, when you start a new business, the first few months, you're working for free. Possibly a year, you could be working for free. But he said, all right. He said, that's fine. You got to train your mind to get used to that. And he said, once you train your mind and get used to that, basically, he said year 2, you can make $50,000 from just your side business. Then he said year 3, possibly you'd be doing past $250,000. And that's exactly what happened with me. 8 months free. You know what I'm saying? Like 8 months consistently, weekends free. And now fast forward, unfortunately, COVID messed up my year, but I would have definitely been on somebody's island this year, chilling. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, I can't travel like I want to travel. But yeah, you got to invest in yourself. It's extremely important.
Yeah, the thing about that is, a lot of people, they won't make it that far. It's like they'll hustle, and they'll get to this place where then they'll hit a brick wall and like, you know what? Because it's not happening fast enough. Then they'll just go back. And I heard you talk about investing in yourself. What was the best investment you think that you made?
I joined this mastermind. I was like, I talk about awkward. I think it's all colored people in here, so I could just be normal. So I joined this mastermind. It was $20,000 a year. I did it for 3 years straight. And in the mastermind, you got 4 meetings. And not that you pick, it's just 4 meetings. You miss a meeting, that's on you. So you got 4 meetings. We either met in San Diego or Tampa. It's a high-level mastermind. Anybody can't get in. You have to be doing a certain volume. But like Constance stated in the beginning of the call, I had like an online presence. So when I first got in, I was the man here. I was making 6 figures here, but how many deals you doing? I'm doing about, man. Like 20, 30 a year, you know what I'm saying? I'm making, 200, 150, 200, whatever. Like, I said, look, man, this is what I can do for you. He said, I got the word from somebody else with a good word. And he's like, look, bro, this is what I'll do for you, man. I'll let you in, but on the Rise and Star program, which means you can't go up there and present. He said, your first meeting free. Just come out. Don't give me no money. See if you like it. You just can't go out there and present. And I'm like, all right. So the whole year, they had me in the sideline. I'm just soaking up game now. I'm soaking up game. Only black guy in them. Soaking up game. And these were like these white. This one, I want to say Obama was in office then. So these was like the anti-Obama guys, all that. So I'm soaking up game. I ain't care, bro. So I did meet some cool ass white people, bro. Some cool ass ones. And year 2, I was giving the presentations. I was killing it. And that took me to like that $500,000 mark. So now I spent 20 to make the $500,000. So I'm making $500,000. And then it just grew to like the 7 figures. Just off that information of investing in yourself, man, you know, and it was $20,000 investment, you know what I mean? And I stopped going a few years ago because, you know, even though, you know, I'm single, I ain't got no family, ain't got no kids and nothing like that. I got tired of traveling 4 times a year for business conferences. That was just too much for me. I was like, God damn, like, because as soon as the quarter over, we got to go out here. I'm like, man. And then that West Coast time change, that shit was hitting me. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, I stopped it. And yeah, but I did hire a coach because you always want that information. You always want access, you know, to ask those questions.
So I love the fact that you invest in yourself. Like I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like you cannot get to the next level. One of my friends and my coaches and mentor, Lisa Nichols, she said one time when she was on Oprah, Oprah asked her during the commercial break, how many coaches do you have? And she said, I have 1 or maybe 2 or something like that. So in the next commercial break, she said, she asked Oprah, how many coaches you have? She said, I have 4. So she said, you know what I did? I got me 4 coaches. Like everybody that plays at a high level knows that you got to have a coach, knows that you can't get there by yourself. You know, Michael Jordan couldn't get there without Phil Jackson. You know what I mean? All the greats couldn't get there without a coach. And understand that when you have a coach, you have to be willing to invest in it. Ain't nothing free. And if it is free, then you don't place value in it because you ain't paid for it. Right?
Yeah. Real talk, man. Real talk.
Let me ask you this. You wrote a book, like I said in the beginning, and I came to you when I wrote my book. Hey, how did you write? You know, and you, I mean, you're so free with the game. And so your first book was Flipping Houses Like Flipping Burgers.
Flipping Houses Like Burgers, yeah.
Flipping Houses Like Burgers. And I read that. I thought it was a great book. It was a great entryway for folks to start flipping houses, because that's essentially, you know, what wholesaling leads to. I'm an investor also. I buy my properties from wholesalers. I ain't got time to be, you know, bird dogging and going trying to find these deals. Give me the deal. Let me, you know, tell me what the, you know, the value is going to be, and let me make a little bit of money. I don't have the bandwidth to do that. But for the people who do, I was telling my son today at the DMV, like, that's money that you that's like almost free money. You get the deal, you bring in somebody else, and you just getting money off of making that connection. But flipping houses like burgers, like how did you come about writing that?
People kept asking me the same questions over and over. People kept asking me the same questions over and over, and I was like, "Yo, let me put this in a book," and that's what I did. And
what did it do for you? And what did it do for your business?
Huh?
I said, what did it do for you? What did it do for your business?
The book, I mean, it just gave me notoriety. You know what I mean? People just recognize me, but the YouTube pretty much was the best investment for me doing on YouTube. I took a 3-year break to focus on the business, but I'm back on YouTube. You know that. Real Estate Doru, y'all can find me there. But I took a 3-year break, man. But it just connects me with people, you know. And like we're in a time whereas people want real stuff, real people. So it's not the gimmicky stuff doesn't work or sell anymore. So that connected. So far as what the YouTube did for me, the YouTube did more for the book, because what the YouTube did for me, people used to bring me their deals to joint ventures. So for example, right? I mean, you a good mother, so you ain't gonna do this to your son. But let's say your son's friend bring you a deal and say, hey, I got this really good deal. You like, well, how much you got it for? He say, oh, I got it for 80. I'm trying to sell it for 100. Well, look, I know somebody will buy it for 100, but we got a 50-50 on the joint venture deal. So I was doing a bunch of that when I was doing the YouTube.
And they was just bringing, that's just money that they was just giving to you.
Man, I was bringing like 30-40 a month just off joint venture and deals, man.
Wow.
Yeah. I had the buyers lined up. You know what I mean? Now, your son, he in a great situation because all you got to say is, Mom, you know, I know you ain't going to take no money from me, Mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
right.
And you just plug them in.
Everybody did it for themselves in the Carter house.
Yeah, you just plug them in with the buyer and you got the buyers. But yeah, that's what the YouTube did more than the book to me, man. That internet, like leveraging that internet. I was ahead of the game. Back then I didn't know how to properly monetize the internet. So But yeah, that's what it did for me for my business.
So how did you build your YouTube page? Because a lot of people want to know how to build YouTube pages and get successful followings.
All right, so I'm building my views back up. I got about 14,000 plus subscribers at this time, and I got like 20 something thousand on IG. But so with that being said, my YouTube, you gotta have consistency. And I took some YouTube classes back in the day when I first started. I first started YouTubing in 2012, and I thought I was late, and boy was I wrong, because now these kids going directly to YouTube. Yeah. Okay. So like people don't have cable; they watch YouTube, literally. So yeah, I was doing this back then, man. So I took some YouTube classes, invested in myself, and they told me how like to rank videos and all that. So I followed that method back then. Those methods are inspired. There's new ways to do it. And I'm literally, I bartered with a guy from my YouTube stuff. I'll do some, I help you out with your real estate stuff. He showed me, gave me a whole outline and stuff I need to do. But with that being said, the most important thing is consistency and tag words and researching how you title your videos. So especially like if you're like, I know you got a bunch of people that do a bunch of different things, but you're a realtor, you definitely want to market yourself locally. And on YouTube, you can keyword that so as it locally. So when people type in, you in Bakersfield?
Stockton.
Stockton, California realtors. When people do search, your YouTube video will come up first. And you can get that look first, and they'll look at you and say, hey, well, I want to call this person, I don't want to call this person, but yeah, that's the consistency and tagging the keywords. That's what got me my views up before. But now my views are, they're staggering around like 500 views a video with 15,000 followers. So I gotta get more consistent and get more consistent with posting on YouTube. But I'd be so occupied with actually doing my business, I don't be having time for it. So
you gotta hire. You making all that money, you better hire somebody to do YouTube. You shouldn't have to do that. That's minimum wage money, brother. You a 7-figure, almost 8-figure brother. You know what I'm saying? Invest in that. So Rita said, are we going to keep this video up? Absolutely. It'll be up so you can watch later. So the last question I want to ask you is, how did you build your team? Because as people grow in their business, you get to a level. Number one, when did you figure that you needed a team? And then how were you able to put proper people in place to have a successful team?
Yeah. So with that being said, man, how I grew my team, right? First things first, right? That mastermind, because I ain't know how to hire. That mastermind, you got to get off the phones, Constance. Like if you're on the phones in your business, like me, like that's a job, it's you're prospecting. So that was my first hire. I hired somebody for that, to the phones. And then from there, you step back from your business, you can see the other holes you need to fill. So I only have a 4-man team, man. So nothing crazy, nothing big. We don't do a stupid amount of wholesale deals a month or anything like that. We do between 5 and 10 a month, and just that keeps the house running, keep the bills going. And I do a low 7-figure gross. I did 1.9 last year. So
beautiful.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's
how does your team work? So you have some people on phones. So how does that work? What's the hierarchy of the team?
Okay, I'm sorry. All right. So I got 2 people working phones. A cold caller. I got somebody prospecting the leads that we already have and follow up. And I got an acquisition guy who basically goes out, looks at the property, talks to sellers, lock it up under contract and things of that nature.
Okay. And then you do what? What's your role in this? Are you still out working? Are you still going out into the field?
Me personally, I am.
Are you chilling? You like on the beach while everybody else is just working that thing? Is that what's going on?
Nah, I'm just trying to grow. Oh, there goes a better camera. Okay, I was trying to.
There it is. What you got? Logitech?
A Logitech. How'd you know?
Because I got the Logitech. Got that light. Look at that. Look at that light. Looking all handsome.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, but that's basically it. Yeah, I got the stuff.
I made him nervous. So what are you doing with the team? What's your role with the team now at this point?
My role, I'm basically just growing the business. I do go look at houses because I'm really passionate about real estate. I'm 37. I've been wanting to do this business since 19. I grew up in a lower income section, North New Jersey, Elizabeth, and a lower income section in the hood. So essentially, like I try to explain to people, like, hey, look, it was just like, somebody was like, hey, man, I want to be a rapper since this age. I wanted to be an investor since 19. It was guys around me wanted to be rappers and all that. And back then, I don't know, concept, you remember this concept. The girls wanted to be the video vixens. Now G models, they want to be the video vixens and get published in those magazines.
Right.
There you go. All right. So that was the thing back then too. So, so with that being said, I just wanted to be an investor. So like, I love this stuff. So I like to look at houses. I go meet with sellers and look at houses and things of that nature. Like I take stuff off my guy's plate.
So what's next for you?
I bought a commercial building, right? So I've been wanting to do commercial.
What?
For a while. I bought a 5,000 square foot commercial office, and I'm ready to tackle on this project. And
what are you gonna do with it?
Lease it out to a tenant. So hopefully I can get a flagship tenant. Hopefully I can get a good tenant. I want to do medical office. So like a medical professional, dentist, doctor, something that's recession proof. But I'm getting these bills for this commercial game, and it's different. The roof on this broken like 50 grand.
I bought one about in the last year. So and I turned it into a co-working space. So I'm well versed in the bills of the commercial real estate. Yeah, it's not like buying a single family home. That's for damn sure. But that's dope. So you elevate. You want to buy? Do you want to get into commercial more?
Absolutely. That's why I'm tackling this project. I gotta liquid myself up in that entity because I do business in multiple entities. And I try not to cross the money. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Keep that corporate bill.
There you go. So I'm actually trying to liquidate if I can get some money because I didn't know anything about this, but they got in commercial when you lease something, they got something called tenants improvement.
Right.
And,
TIs.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, like I was talking to my leasing agent. He like, yo, after you do what I do, after you do what you do now, the first bill I got was $192,000. $192,000 gonna give me my roof, windows, door, a blank canvas out that.
How much did you pay for the building?
I got a great deal on that. That's why I bought it. $125.
Oh my God! For a 5,000 square foot building?
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. Where do I start? Where do I get one? Where I get one of those?
I mean, this was a diamond in the rough. That's why the guy told me about it. I said, yeah, man, I want it, man. Just go lock it up. He said, you want to come look at it? No, why would I do that? Just go lock it up. And yeah. So that's how I bought it, man. So.
That's how ballers roll. I mean, that's what ballers do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to get inspections. I had to, phase 1, phase 2. I do all that stuff. I ain't rolling like you, Nas.
No. I was too stupid not to do that. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I said, for those who don't know, Charlotte all right, it's affordable compared to other major cities. I'm quite sure to California, but Charlotte's expensive. It's not the same Charlotte. Like if you go on my Instagram page or see some of my YouTube videos, those $500,000 houses that I built in the past, those were essentially like used to be the hood. So gentrification is heavy here.
Wow.
Yeah. So and so the average 1-bedroom in Charlotte is $1,000. Just to give you an example of cost of living here. Fortunately, back when I first moved here, like in 2008, it was cheap. So I literally had a call center job making $10,000 an hour, my first job, and I was able to pay everything. I ain't had no car, I was able to pay everything. Now you got the kids, the constant kids age coming out of school, wanting to move on their own. It's like, whoa, like
can't do it.
You got a lot on their plate. So yeah. So it's insane, but I heard that price, man. I just had to hop on it, man. But these bills I'm getting, they're like the plans were $12,000, right? I'm complaining to somebody else. I said, man, these damn plans $12,000. I said, man, this shit. I was like, man, I think they're trying to screw me over. And he was like, man, $12,000 for 5,000 square feet, bro. He said, yo, that's good. He said, bro, my plans for my project was $54,000.
Wow, just for the plans.
This was the plan. But he got a strip mall. So
wow.
I said, okay. I said, yeah, I feel good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I bought $1 million building, but you know, I had to do no plan. So I was blessed with that.
Yeah.
So in your group, because you have a group on Facebook called Wholesaling with the
Yes.
right.
Yes.
I think earlier this week you were talking about the top places. You were talking about the top places earlier this week. You were talking about the top places to wholesale. Give me 5 of the top places to wholesale. What are 5 top places?
I mean, any major city right now. If you're in any major city, any mid market,
you had a list. I can see you had a list.
No,
you had a list in the group.
I think I shared the list, but I didn't. I don't remember the cities. But you know, Charlotte's one of the fastest growing cities. But yeah, anywhere, man. Like if you're anywhere that you can make money is a good place to be.
So you think it's still some good deals out there in Charlotte and in other places?
It's absolutely good deals, and even when the market was down when we first met in the session, people ain't no good deals around. People always say that. Now, as an experienced person, I've been involved in real estate for 13 years. Yes, it's harder to find deals these days. Yes, it is harder. It's difficult. It's competitive, but there's still good deals out there. However, like rental property, I'm starting to have to go in the outskirts, but that's what I'm trying to hop in that commercial space because, like for example, you got your son. He's 16. He asking you about wholesaling. Hey, that guy's gonna be let's say he do his first deal this year, but he's gonna be eager and he's gonna be able to outwork me because he's willing to do things that I'm not just willing to do no more because I got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. I'm trying to, I'm focused on growing my rental portfolio, man. And that's why I'm hopping in the commercial space, just trying to elevate my game, man. And I'm always going to wholesale because this stuff is sweet, but I'm just trying to elevate.
So what do you think is the next hot spot to start investing, wholesaling or investing for a wholesaler or investor?
Depends on your situation, right? So if you don't have any money, I strongly recommend you wholesaling. Then you're gonna get some skills that you can never go broke on because you know how to find a good deal. As long as you know how to find a good deal, you can never go broke because there's always gonna be somebody out there like Constance who wants to buy your deal, or me, I want to buy your deal, if we can't buy your deal, we know somebody who want to buy it. So I say wholesaling is a great strategy if you don't have any money. If you don't have any money to just hop into investing and, by flipping houses and such.
What's the next big city to wholesale in?
You said the next big city?
Yeah, the next city that you think is the best city that you could start wholesaling in.
It's coming in real choppy. I can't hear you. It's coming in real choppy.
The next city, wholesale. The next city.
The next city, hold on. It's this city. It's on the rise, and they got like the old Charlotte prices. Hold on. You can still get a house in the city for under $100,000. It's in Alabama. It's in Alabama. It's a major city in Alabama. Not to me and you though, but they got colleges there. They got technology there. Research centers there. It's in Alabama. I can't think of it though.
Huh. Okay. Is it like Montgomery, Huntsville?
Huntsville, Alabama. God damn, that's what it is. Huntsville, yes.
Note to self. Going to Huntsville. There's actually a show on OWN called Huntsville.
There you go. There's actually a show on OWN. Yeah. And they're real estate investors too. Yeah.
Right. They are real estate investors. Wow. So you gave us so much good information. Before I let you go, give me 3 good books. 3 good books to read that get you motivated, that really got you going, that somebody, who just wants motivation in their business or whatever. 3 good books.
Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice.
Dennis Kimbro.
Okay. So hold on. I gotta Google these books because I can't remember.
I remember I was looking for some motivation, and you gave me a few to read too.
I don't read as much as I used to.
What?
Yeah, because I'd be busy. So I'd be so busy, man. But Think and Grow Rich. 50 Cent's latest book. Oh my, that's a classic.
Oh yeah, I read that. What is that?
Hustle Hard.
Yeah. Hustle harder.
There you go. And Hustle Harder, 50 Cent's last book. And if I had to give a third book, let's see, I'm trying to think of it, man. This guy, bro, he's I want to say his last name is Maxwell, I want to say.
John Maxwell?
Huh?
John Maxwell?
Not not John. It's not John Maxwell. But those two, Think and Grow Rich and Black Choice and Hustle Harder, you cannot go wrong with those. You know, those two books will get you extremely motivated and give you some gain too. So especially Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice. There's two. There's one by Napoleon Hill, which is good, but there's one by Dennis Kimbrough too, which is catered to Black people, man. And it's real good.
And The Wealth Choice is also good by Dennis Kimbrough. Dope book.
The Wealth Choice is definitely good. The book it's a white and red book, and it's about taking steps towards success. Not failing forward. It's another one, man. Let me see. Founder of Success.
So while you do that, Marie's son said, I hear that tax liens are great in Gary, Indiana. She's getting them for under $3K.
Tax liens are great. Just as long as you're comfortable with the compound effect. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is a third book. That's good. That's a classic. You'll love that one. But yeah, tax liens. But before you go out of state, man, just see, you might want tax liens in your state. Like North Carolina, this is not a tax lien state. Mm-hmm. So, you might want to do it in your backyard and all that. And Gary is coming back. They're trying to make it come back. It's a lot of factory work stuff, out there that went away back when those jobs started leaving 20 years ago, but it's starting to come back. Companies are now also coming out there. People are investing money in there. You just can't have the Wild Wild West for so long. You got to get it right eventually.
Everything has a short window. You got to strike while the iron's hot. It's like what's his name? Oh, never mind. When he talks about the bell curve, like getting in something on the way up, not when it's on the way down. What's his name? I read the book, and he had a great TED talk. Oh my God, but I can't remember. Huh?
I said that's how it be.
So yeah, she said they're investing in Gary outright. Actually, Nico Cherry is out there investing in Gary right now.
Yeah, she's out there heavy. Correct.
Yeah, she's out there like buying apartment buildings and stuff. And my girl Vanessa Braxton is out there real heavy too.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So anyway, Nas, thank you for your time. We were on a little bit longer than I wanted. I didn't want to have you on too long. She said, okay. But she said, look up investing in Gary, because she said that's the place to be.
Yeah. Now, while I got you here, could you? I just want to make an announcement, please.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. For all those who want more information on wholesaling real estate, October 22nd, me and my guy Max Maxwell, he's one of the top real estate educators in the industry right now. Black and White is one of the top educators. We're doing a webinar October 22nd. You can register for the webinar at maxandnas.com. Maxandnas.com.
AND-NAS?
NAS, yes. Max
AND-NAS.
Max is MAX.
Mm-hmm.
And AND.
Okay.
And Nas, NAS. So maxandnas.com. If you can register for that, October 22nd, a free webinar. Yo, let's just get this money, man. Hopefully y'all can change our life with the information and all of that, man. So,
what's the name of the webinar?
Huh?
What's the name of the webinar?
The webinar is Max and Nas webinar. So yeah, just
is it called Investing in Real Estate? What is it called? Flipping houses?
Wholesaling real estate. Wholesaling real estate. We're just taking, if you've never done a deal before, you want to get to 3 to 5 deals a month, get out your job, situations like that, man. Please hop on this webinar October 22nd. It's going to be some life-changing information.
Right on. There it is right there for you, Marie. Make sure you guys sign up for wholesaling real estate with Max and Nas on maxandnas.com. You are listening to the Doru. He's not a guru because he actually does it. Okay. Subscribe to his YouTube page and learn how to start flipping houses yourself. One of the questions I get asked so often is, how do you start flipping houses? Go to this man's website and he's going to teach you how to start flipping houses. He's going to teach you how to do it yourself. He's going to teach you how to start wholesaling, because you can do that with no money. Just a little bit of hustle, a little bit of gristle. All right. All right, Nas, thank you for being up with me today. I appreciate you, brother. You always, every time I ask you to come, you always do. You came and talked to my team a couple of years. Like anytime I ask you for anything, you're always available. And I really do appreciate you. It's always good to have friends in high places. For real.
Take care, y'all. And yeah, take care and be careful out with all this COVID stuff.
All right. I appreciate you.